I'll be reacting to Shaman King 2021 episode 48, and I will be starting off my reaction in 1-0 go. Hell yeah. So even the style I have when it comes to the shooting for Elite Series 2, it looks damn good. Kind of feels a little bit rushed, though. I would have loved to see more establishment of that specific dynamic. This series is like trying to convince us that, oh, that's also important. I'm like, this series skipped around, so it's like, not like I can feel much emotion here. Oh, for those of you wondering, I finally caught up with Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, the other anime that Studio Bridge is doing. I can safely say, yes, that's pretty much where Studio Bridge's money is going because, woo! Even though Yu-Gi-Oh! 7 suffers from some atrocious tier writing, the animation quality, oh my. They've definitely been going on lately with that series, with the big duels like Yugo versus Otis, Luke versus Tiger in that series. Like, there's just a lot of passion put. Even though the writing for that series is, oh no, it's awful. It makes this series writing look like Shakespeare in comparison. The animation quality for Sons is like on a whole nother level. So at least now I can safely say that's where Studio Bridge's money is going to. Now that I've finally caught up with every single Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's episode as of late. But in saying that, hopefully Studio Bridge does some cool stuff in this episode. I can only cross my fingers. Hopefully. And saying that, I do like that reaction shot from these here, though. And look at this here. You can definitely tell the art team, even like the way when you whip that web, bit of the fluidity there. So already this is looking promising. Yo, we're gonna see her make a move? Yo, okay, this I would actually be nice to see her do something on screen. That'd be beautiful. Ha! This dude's not even flinching at the fact that he lost the arm. Oh my. Yo, okay, I love this. I love these. Oh, that's actually awfully sweet. Because she's willing to show mercy to powerful. I hope she has countermeasures against this. I think she would, though, because I don't think they'd be giving her this much build-up in the past for her to come up short. Yeah. Yep. Ha! Oh! Yo, this is fucking epic! My boy, Monsieur. Oh, so that's why Marco's wearing glasses. I thought it was mostly because for aesthetic reasons, but alrighty. Kind of like earlier, they're going to give us an explanation as to how Lee Six is going to be able to prevail. Damn, this is damn, like no mercy. Whoa. Okay, that was some epic shit there. Now, please let Lee Six, please let Lee Six do all the fights because it's a run and hero fight. It's probably gonna look like crap. I'll be damn surprised because we all know the animators don't try to run fights. We all know this. So it's like nobody. Wait, that was quick. What the? What the fuck? Yo, did I miss like 4 or 5 minutes of an episode? How do we go from them finishing off one fight without transition scenes of them going to like the next location? Like seriously, that feels a bit too quick here. Yeah, bullshit. He looked like he came in with the intentions of killing Opacho. I mean, it ain't like Opacho ever demonstrated her own abilities, though. So I don't think it's fair for him to be saying stuff like that, considering the circumstances. But seriously, though, I don't like the fact that literally they just went off from winning a fight and then transitioned to the next one. We don't see any wounds being healed. We don't see any revivals going on with Ren Hiroro being revived. I mean, this is going way too fucking quick now. The pacing already is atrocious. Would have been nice to see those healing bits, though. Again, would have been nice seeing both Hiroro and Ren actually react to being revived, and then seeing both of them like beat themselves up figuratively after being revived. That'd have been damn good. Like that could have been an amazing emotional moment with John healing both Ren and Hiroro. It's a shame that the writing staff robbed us of that potentially nice and emotional moment. Okay, looks like they're trying. All right, I mean, nothing absolutely amazing, but hey, at least there's effort. I'm assuming he's talking. What he's talking about? How maybe? Oh, I know that's just one of his chants. I mean, at least it's not stills, I guess. Oh, okay, that's actually pretty smart. Actually, seeing the tacticalness of the fight. I just wish the animation would have been a bit better. Yeah, it's like I thought. They pretty much poured in all the money for Lysier again. Because Bridge, for some reason, they just hate Ren. They completely dislike his guts for some odd reason. Look, we're 48 episodes in, and Ren in the single series hasn't had a single good-looking fight throughout the whole run. It's kind of a cool ability that Patra has then. Maybe it's to allow Yo to get stronger so that How would observe Yo, How would become exponentially stronger, and maybe the odds of that happening are higher if Apache's with them. I don't know, that's my guess. Oh man, they're not even trying anymore, are they? I'm gonna be surprised if it transitions to like the next opponent. Like with the way this series is going, I'm expecting the worst at this point. I really hope that these comedic sequences end up being relevant because I'd rather really, how in the world do the writers think this shit's important but not even reviving Ren Hiroro? I mean, come the fuck on now, really? Wow, so they they value a barbecue more than transitioning from one fight to the next. Bravo, writers! Bravo fucking low! You know how to show your priorities properly. You know, I would have no problem with this shit if this series was listed as 66 episodes or 75. And this was like, say, if this was like, say, episode 48 out of 66 or 75, I'd be like, yo, I'm cool with this. Because at least at that point, I'd know that the series would have episodes to work with. After this, though, this series only has 4 episodes to work with. That's it. I mean, at least we're getting to see this cool monologue sequence with Jane, though. I mean, this is actually a nice bit here. Right? Hey, you know what? That's sweet. Now, these are the scenes that feel relevant, considering that she was the healer of the group. I don't mind bits like that take away from the actual number. It's a relevant character. They can't animate this guy chopping the vegetables properly because he's like literally chopping the knife in like the same place, cutting the area without moving the knife from one direction to the other. And I noticed this shit because just a few seasons ago, just a few days ago, I was literally reacting to Kyo and Kyoto, where that series emphasis was on food and animating food properly. And when you had knife work, you had to move from one direction to the next super proficiently. Here, it's pathetic. Let's just be real. They can't even get that right. And yes, I can compare this because Kyo and Kyoto was the perfect example of how to animate food handling and preparation. And that ended this season too. So this literally one of Shaman King 2021's contemporaries. Well, they're gonna have to go for how when. I'm surprised that Apache has such a low amount of foot EQ though. At least there's some nice cuts here and there. Like when the guy's hair is moving, it looks kind of good here. And I do like the way the environments do look. Like whoever is in charge of the backgrounds, they do a good job. Like I'll give them credit. Whoever is in charge of the background team. Oh, oh. Damn, okay. Wait, what? No, don't tell me they're just going to transition to the next. Wait, what? Oh, okay. At the very least, now we're seeing what Hal has been doing at the very least. So I actually dig this bit of plot progression. I mean, this shit's pretty interesting. If you ask me, anyway. And not just that, I love how this gives the whole series a nice grandiose feel, too. Well, at least this scene here. And I gotta admit, I dig the world building here. Oh. Okay, that the realists are getting to see the limitations of Howell's mind reading abilities. Because I always wonder what were the limitations of his capabilities regarding that ability. Oh, is he considering taking Rutha for its oversoul potential? Seems like that possibility might be open. And at least that's what explains why the whole area seems so desolate too. I mean, now this is the type of stuff I enjoy from Shaman King. Like whenever it just slows down to have these kind of explanations, it's when this series works. It's when it works well. Huh. Oh, this is fucking adorable. Well, yeah, I mean, Hao did say if he was going that he wants Yo to get stronger so that he can absorb him. Well, he can absorb Yo and get even stronger. That's my guess. Because definitely he wouldn't have let Opacho stay with him to sabotage him, because Hao could have gotten rid of all of them instantaneously if he would have wanted to. So it's definitely not for those type of reasons. Yeah, it's pretty smart. Bullshit! Like he caught on that. Because if Joko would have known that, he wouldn't have been surprised when our boy threw the sword. I'm just saying, okay, I love comedic bits like this. Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is how you do transitions. And saying that, I felt, again, it still felt super rushed when Ren did his lightning strike. Then it went to Hao. Then it went to them being in a room where there was a surveillance camera. Even though it still felt rushed, at least here, you had somewhat of a transitory sequence. Although the last portion of the previous fight was like rushed to shit, though. So it's like you get one good thing only to get another bad thing. And speaking of which, a lot of these patch members are falling pretty damn quickly, considering that these characters were like built up for so many episodes since like almost the very start of the series. You would think they'd be pointing up more of a fight here. Kind of feel like if they're going to handle things the way they were, they should have rushed maybe the battles in like the tournament so they could expand on the battles against the patch members instead. I think that'd have been more ideal. Just right now, the way they're handling things in the episode is abrupt because what? Let's just do a body count as to how many patch drivers have been wrecked. Web guy, that's 1. The guy that ran wrecked, that's 2. They got this third guy, which I'm assuming is going to get his ass whooped. Just feels like this episode just speed rushing straight to the finish line. Well, no, this episode just straight speed rushing. Oh, boy. I do not want to see any harm fall upon those children, though. Oh. I mean, hey, they're being ganged up on by multiple people. I mean, shit. They have the right to doing sneak attacks and surprise attacks. They simp. No, seriously. You know they simp for their boy Lucier. After all they've come, there is no way in hell they're going home. They've probably used truckloads. Hey, I mean, it's not like that stopped them before. But I kind of like this. At least you see one member actually willing to show up. Oh. Damn, okay. I actually kind of like this, where they have been building up this man to actually be able to actually dodge and endure powerful attacks. Gotta admit, that is actually some nice build-up from the series, to its credit. Well, yeah, since he was watching all the fights, he'd have first-hand experience of how their attacks would work. Okay, wait a minute. I love shit. No, don't. Oh, fuck. Woo, okay. I gotta fucking admit, that cliffhanger, that was some intense ass shit right there. I loved it, the cliffhanger. And saying that, even though I love the cliffhanger, there were a few problems, just a few though, that do hamper the experience. That's the thing. It's like there was cool bits. It's not like the episode didn't have any positive bits to it. I love the explanations to what happened to the New Continent, what happened to its civilization. That made for some nice world building. I love the way they ended off the first fight too, with Lucier against his opponent. That was nice. It was tactical. It was intelligent. And also the bits with Hal were actually pretty good. But in saying that, there were major problems though. That's the issue with this episode, because here's my issues with this episode. And it's a damn shame too, because I have enjoyed the series overall, but it's like all these major characters, all these major patch members have been built up since when the fight for since pretty much when the series started. When everyone wanted to try to become Shaman King, that's when it essentially started. And already in this same episode, you've got not one member go down, but two of them go down in the same episode. I'm like, holy shit. The threat levels of some of these members are the threat levels of a paper tiger. And that's my issue with the episode, because it's like, it doesn't feel right that from a script standpoint, for multiple weeks, they were like, oh yeah, these beings are so powerful. Then literally you've got some of these patch members being taken down like what, 3 minutes, 2 minutes? I'm like, what the hell? That's not good writing there. And then literally, there are some bits in this same episode where literally they don't even give us a fall through some of these fights. Like Ren does a lightning attack to defeat one of the members, then it transitions to how, then it transitions to them going into another room. It's like we don't really get to see the body of the shaman get vaporized. We don't see the reactions of the characters reacting to Ren defeating the opposition. Nothing. It kind of lowers any potential emotion I could feel when it comes to like the action bits of the episode. And then this episode had the audacity to spend a few minutes with the character, with showing off some of the lesser important characters barbecuing. I'm like, the series shouldn't be doing this because it doesn't really have enough time left to be fucking around. It's already episode 48. It should be focusing at this point more time on the important fights, because literally if it doesn't do that, it's not going to have a satisfying resolution. So already, that's where the problems lie in the writing, because, yeah, there are positives, but they're outweighed by the negatives. Literally, had like this episode taken this same material and spread out to 2 episodes, it'd have been perfect. Because I would have loved to have seen Jean revive Ren and Hiroto. I would have maybe loved to have seen how Jean reacted to not being able to participate in the fights anymore, you know? I mean, I guess you could say we sort of got to see her reaction to not being able to participate in the fights, but I still would have loved to have seen Ren and Hiroto's reaction to being revived at that specific moment. The way this series did it, it pretty much got rid of a lot of emotional tension away. That's my issue with this episode in particular, because I see literally the bones for greatness are there. Like, the bones are there, but even though the bones are there, there's not enough meat put into them. That's the issue. There's no meat. And that's the problem. And a damn shame, too, because I like these characters. It's not I hate these characters. I like the Shaman King 2021 characters. Hell, I like this series more than Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's, even though Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's gets the King's treatment from Studio Bridge. Because this series, even though the animation quality isn't as good as Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's, it at the very least has better writing, but damn! Studio Bridge, they're fucking up the execution of the writing for this series. So, those are my issues with the episode. From a writing standpoint. From a character standpoint, there were some positives. I mean, I liked seeing those sequences, Ren and Oro. You can tell that they felt a bit of guilt, and the fact that they're still participating so much more deeply into the fight instead of Jean, where she had to spend the remaining amount of Furiku to revive Ren and Oro. I love bits like that. I love that bit where it shows you that the guy that was commentating the fights, I love how he's one of the combatants. So at least there's a pre-established relationship there between our main protagonists and one of their opposition, because at the very least, this coming up fight will have more emotions than some of the other fights against the other patch members, at the very least. So it ain't like this episode is an absolute failure. So that's why I thought that I dug some of the character moments. As for the animation quality, let's just be real. The animators only really tried pretty much in the bits that Lissier were in. That's it. And maybe that one bit with Yo. Other than that, these animators didn't give a fuck at all. Like always. They don't fucking care about Shaman King. And I fucking know Studio Bridge is capable more, because literally I was reacting to their Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's episode that came out 6 days ago. And that looked beautiful. And I'm like, why does Shaman King not have that quality? But yeah, the animations, they're bad. And honestly, Studio Bridge has no excuses, because I've seen what they're capable of. Studio Bridge literally poured all their money into making sure that the Goha siblings arc, where Yuha, Luke, Roaming, Goto duel against the Goha siblings like Yuo, Yuka, Goha, and all the like. They're like, they tried their damnedest to make those episodes look good, but they can't even be bothered to make these episodes where Yo and company are against the Tribe. They can't even bother to make these episodes look good. So honestly, Studio Bridge, they don't even have any excuses anymore. So yeah, Bridge, they phoned it in, and I'm calling for that. And the voice acting was amazing. So those are probably the two things where I can say, okay, they were great. The art is at the very least good. But that's about it, though. That's about the only thing I can compliment this episode on. And due to that, if I had... Oh, and speaking of which, this definitely feels like because Saint Seiya did something similar. When Saint Seiya was in its 12 Temples arc, they had a similar vibe where you have its 12 main characters trying to like go through these temples to try to take on, in that series, I believe it was... I know it was a Saint character. It was a Gold Saint character because it's been a while. It was one of the major characters. Saga, I remember. This reminds me of that arc where they were trying to take on Saga, only in this instance replace Saga with Hao. But the thing is, though, this series tries something similar, but it doesn't feel as well paced as Saint Seiya's 12 Temples arc, because at least in that series, I believe that series had like 24 episodes for its main characters to go through 12 temples. Here, we're having our characters go through like, 10 different rooms plus Hao's, wherever the hell Hao's going to be in like a small amount of episodes. So yeah, this just feels like a much more worthily executed version of Saint Seiya's 12 Temples arc. And I did react to its 12 Temples arc, which that arc was one of the best anime arcs I've ever seen. This arc is one of the most rushed jobs I've ever seen. So that makes it even more damning because I'm like, well, all the anime I've watched, yeah, I have more things to compare this to, considering I've watched so many tournament arcs. I've watched so many arcs with characters go through rooms, and it's not handling its current arc well. So those are my issues with the series. Right, well, at least this episode so far. Bad pacing, bad visuals. But in saying that, the positives do elevate this enough where if I do have to rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being abysmal, 5 being 9 to 10 being exceptional, I'll still give it a 4.75 out of 10 because of the world building. The lyric action sequences at the start of the episode looked good. I did love that bit with Jean there. And to its credit, I do love the opponent that our main characters have to face at the latter bit of the episode. So those are positives. It just weren't enough to bump it up to a 5 or a 6 out of 10, because for that to happen, I need to see more competency in the pacing. I need to see better pacing or better visuals or both. At least one of the two, damn it. Because the early episodes this series had, I wouldn't say the super early ones, but at least the episodes in the 20s, 30s, and early 40s had some damn good pacing. I don't know what the fuck happened. The middle episodes in the series were good. I don't know what the fuck happened in these last few episodes. Everything just feels like it's just trying to like quickly marathon to the finish line. And yeah, these are pretty much my thoughts. This episode disappointed the fuck out of me. But in saying that, I hope the next episode's better. But it feels like I've been saying that like almost every single week for a Shaman King 2021 episode. It's like, all right, yeah, this episode was rushed, but hopefully the next episode's better. I feel like I've been saying that for like 4 or 5 weeks straight now, and it never gets better. Like it doesn't. Or if it does get better, it just gets marginally better for a week, and then it goes back to its bad habits of being rushed again. But still, I'm going to hope that it gets better, though. I'm going to hope. Because I actually legitimately do like these characters. And that's the only thing that's been able to like get me through this series with the characters. That's it. But yeah. These are my thoughts on the episode, y'all. I'd really love to hear your thoughts on how I feel about my reaction or the episode itself in the comment section below. Hope y'all rate the video, share it, comment, or subscribe, because yeah, I'll definitely be reacting to episodes 49, 50, 51, and 52 whenever they do come out. Just got to cross our fingers that the pacing gets better, or at the very least, the animation quality gets better. I'm not even asking for both anymore. I'm just asking for one of them. Just the one of them at this point. But who knows? Studio Bitch has been botching up Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, and Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's problems are different from this series. Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's problems all have to do with its script, because the animation quality for 7s for the last few episodes has been good. All of its issues are writing based. So, I mean, shit, I'm I'm not even sure if I should even have hope for Studio Bridge anymore, at least for this season, because they've shown themselves inadept at handling either Yu-Gi-Oh or this series. Which is a damn shame, because I like the Yu-Gi-Oh and Shaman King franchises. And it's annoying as shit that this anime company, of all companies, is handling two franchises I actually like. But anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on the episode. I would really love to hear your thoughts on how I feel about my reaction, and I'll see y'all later if you come back for more, y'all. Bye-bye.